It's Friday, folks, and that means here at RPG Elite, it is time to cover a classic tabletop RPG, and we have been covering Top Secret First Edition for a few months now, and here we are on combat, and it's a little bit involved now. We've been showing you all of these tables and everything, and all of these results, and it may seem that this is a little bit more involved than what I expect. Listen, it really is simple. I'm telling you, this is really a simple system. Once you know the basics, once you know your ABCs, and I'm being very literal there. You need to know what A, B, and C means on these tables, and D and E. Really, it's A, B, C, D, and E. If you know what that means, and you know what V through Z means, which is just all of the damaged results, after that, you'll be good to go. All the other stuff you can look up as you go, but if you know your A, B, C, D, and E, and your O, and your V through Z, you're good to go. And it's a lot simpler than you would think. And I'm gonna show you that today. And also, listen now, combat don't last all that long. This is hand-to-hand combat, and it heals differently than gun combat. Because once the bullets start flying, it's a whole different story, and we got those videos coming up after the hand-to-hand combat series here. So today, we're gonna get into non-trained holds or wrestling. So for those people who are just trying to grapple with one another, so things like bear hugs and arm locks and, you know, arm around the neck type of stuff, of people who aren't really trained in wrestling but want to try to get a hold of someone. Now I was going to do the actual wrestling, which is the trained wrestling, but that has 3 tables with it, and this one only has 1. So it would have been a little bit too long on the video, because you guys know I like to keep my videos like between 15 and 20 minutes. So we're just gonna keep it short and sweet today with the non-trained holds table. Look at that, go through a couple of phases with our girl, Sarah Soda, or Sarah. Then after that, we're gonna have a question of the vid on the other side. And before we get started, what's up with my leets, with my geeks, with my nerds, with my greenies, with my returnees, all of y'all out there? Yeah, we're here once again at RPG Elite, you know, the place where we put the RP back into RPG. And this is a place we give you tools, tips, tutorials, real talk and commentary about the tabletop RPG space and culture, and the place where we want to deepen and enrich your time around the table as you engage in this art form. And why? Why? But why do we do this? So that you can have a more enjoyable tabletop RPG experience, and more immersive as well. I got a product highlight video for you. Then we'll get straight into it. Non-trained combat, non-trained holds, specifically non-trained in wrestling and grappling. Going to see what Sarah does, and then, like I said, see you on the other side with the question of the vid. So, I don't like saying that. I hate it when people say without further ado, because everybody says that, so I don't like to say that, so I'm not going to say it. So we're just going to get into this after 1, 2, 3, roll them. Yeah, you know it's happened, right? You're rolling the dice and all of a sudden, up, there it goes, off of the edge of the table. Or you got all of your minis set up on the table and you roll your dice and up, there it goes. Topples one, maybe even another. Start bowling with dice a little bit with the minis, right? We've all had it happen. Well, you don't have to have that happen anymore, because now you can go and grab yourself a Shivia dice tray. The Shivia dice tray is a tool for your live sessions to keep your dice under control. Rein them in there, Tex. They are easy to fold, the 6 corners snapping together to form a hexagonal throw area. The inside is made of a soft velvet leathery surface, and this prevents metal dice from scratching it, unlike other dice trays. It comes in 4 colors: black, red, blue, and brown, which oddly enough, they call camel yellow? Yeah, I don't get it. The throwing surface is 9.5 inches by 7.1 inches, and it is 1.6 inches deep, so that is plenty of room to corral your dice, or you can use it as a temporary storage area for other things while you're at the table. Minis, pens, tokens, markers, whatever. And you don't just have to use it for tabletop RPGs. You can use it for any board game. Yahtzee, anyone? This is an all-purpose tool you can keep forever at an affordable price point. So go grab your Shivia dice tray today. A link is down in the description below. And of course, you will thank me later. Okay, so for our examples today, I am not going to go over things that I've already gone over in previous videos. So if you have not watched some of the previous videos for combat, I highly suggest you go back and look at that, because we're just going to move through this. We got 3 phases for this turn that we're going to go through, just so you guys can see how this works on each of the requisite tables that we will be going over. And the first table will be the non-trained holds table. So let's go ahead first and look at that. And this is the non-trained holds table. And again, you have your damage here. Then over here, you have all of your defensive maneuvers. And then these here is going to tell you the combat results. And there's many of them, depending on what the offensive maneuver is. We'll run through this just like we did the last time, and if you don't catch it, go back and watch some of the other videos. Sarah, remember, she has the advantage because she has a higher surprise, and surprise is used as initiative. So let's go back to that table and see what she is going to choose for her hold, and I'm thinking she's going to choose a right arm around the neck. That sounds pretty good. So she's going to choose right arm around the neck. Now, what I've done in this situation for the NPCs to make my life simple is I've gone ahead and just created a table. And this table is just going to randomly choose 2 defensive maneuvers for my NPC. So I don't have to just kind of think so hard about which one it's going to do. I'm just going to do it randomly and see what happens. And it makes the combat go much quicker. So let's roll 1. Okay, so we got a clench and a retreat. Okay, so we have an O, and let's go around here. Okay, so we have an O and we have an E. All right, and if I'm not mistaken, it might be E that has a better result. But let's go ahead and take a look at the combat results so we can see what's going on. So we look at E, compare to fighter's hand-to-hand value, and which one is the roll on? Okay, it is E. Okay, so he's going to obviously choose E in this situation, because with O, and let me show you that real quick, and we go down here. With O, you have to roll on the W table, which is slightly more damage that he would take instead of just going with the E. So he's going to go with E, and let's go back to so you guys can see it. Fighter's hand values, the higher value minus lower value is the difference in values, and use the possession combat table to see which fighter is in possession of the situation or which one of them will have the advantage. And the loser is going to take 0 to 2 points of damage, because we're going to roll on table V. And let me show you what this looks like. So we've got her 125 to his 88. What is that, 37? All right, so we've got 37. So let's go to the possession combat table. Look for 37 here. So a 1 through 30, and the NPC is going to have the advantage. A 31 or higher, and Sarah's going to have the advantage. Let's close this out and just see what we can roll with percentile dice right here. Looks like it's a 43, and so Sarah is going to keep the advantage, which means the loser, which is the bad agent, is going to take some damage. So let's go ahead and look at the hand-to-hand combat damage tables, and we're looking at V here, up here, and this is very light damage. It's the lowest table, and there's a possibility that he may not take any damage at all if I roll low here. So I'm going to put this over in the chat, and we're going to see exactly what he's going to roll here. Huh? 58. I think 58 is some damage. 58 is some damage here. What is it? 1 point of damage. Now, it's actually 2 points of damage. Why are you saying that? Because if we go to our injury modifiers, if the offensive fighter's fitness rating is strong, get a +1. Now, how do you know your fitness rating? Remember when we did movement? And let me go ahead and put up the movement table. Sarah has a 237, means hers is strong. So she's going to get a +1 to her damage. So at the end of the day, this is going to be 2 points of damage to our bad agent here. So we're just going to put that there for 9. Sarah is going to keep the advantage. And we're going to move on to the next phase. And so let's go ahead and pull back up. For this next one, she is going to put the arm behind the back. She's going to put the arm behind the back. So I'm going to go right back over here to these tables, make my life simple, and I'm just going to roll twice. Once a feint, once a situation 1. Okay, so that's already, I can close that out and go over here. So for the arm behind the back, we have AC and AC. So we have the same thing. So A automatically means that there is going to be damage according to the appropriate damage table that's listed for that particular maneuver. So the guy's going to take damage. C just means that she is going to keep the advantage. Again, let's go back over here to pull up this hand-to-hand combat damage table because it's an X. Remember, it's going to be a +1 to this because of her fitness rating. So let's go ahead and roll percentile, see how much damage he takes. 67. Ooh, man. That is 6 points plus her 1, which means 7 points of damage. Oh, she taking him to town, y'all. She taking him to town. Is going to have 2 points right there. All right. Close that back up. She keeps the advantage. Remember, this is the third one. So let's go back to our table for non-trained hold and see what she can get. She'll do it again. She's just gonna, she did an arm around the neck, then she did an arm around the back, you know, just kind of wrenched it, and then she did it again and put her arm right back around his neck. So it's gonna be arm around the neck to kind of try to finish this off here. So let's go back to the table and roll and see what the defensive guy with the agent's gonna do. Got to retreat. Oh, and got situation 1. Okay, so we've got a situation here where we've got situation 1, which is a -1. So the damage is going to be at a -1 on this. So that actually gets canceled out because of her +1 because of her fitness rating. So it would just be straight damage and a retreat. Now, obviously, he's going for the retreat here because it is less damage than, and we're talking about Y, and Y is like the second from the highest, so that would be severe damage. So he's going with the O because on the O table, let's pull it up so you guys can see. So on the O, the attack misses. This is for a retreat. But as the defender steps back, the attacker gets a free strike, and the defender will sustain the number of injury points indicated by a W plus any injury modifiers. So again, now in this situation, she would get the +1 because it's not, that was just under situation 1. So if he still could go down, he only has 2 points left, y'all. She gets a free strike on the W table. So let's do the combat results. And she's on W. Well, he's going to be out. Even if she rolls the lowest, he's going to be out because it's 1 point of damage. So let's see how much damage she does, though. 94. Oh, my goodness. So she does 5 points of damage to this guy as she gets that free strike and he hits the dirt, y'all. Hits the dirt. Unconscious. And so it only took her 3 phases to take that guy out. And that's how quick it can actually be for, you know, non-trained holds or combat in general. See, after you know your A, B, C, Ds, and E's, And after you know the damage table thing, this is quick. Could be really quick. Now, sometimes you're gonna, not sometimes, you are going to have to do some work on the front end first. You know, the suggestion I gave in the last video, and then today you saw a little of how you can speed things up on the GM side of things. So if you do both of those things, combat can be rather quick. But at the same time, man, there are more options here than a little bit, right? I mean, you really have more options in what you would like to do. And that by itself is something I like. I like having options. Just be paying attention to the tables and know your A, B, C, D, and E's, and it's easy. And as you can see, it can be rather quick because you don't get a lot of life level here, right? So if you get a good hit in, 1 or 2, yeah, it could be OVA like right now. You understand what I'm saying? So the question of the vid is this: what do you think it would take to get your specific group of players to play a session or 2, a little bit of top secret 1E? Or what do you think would prevent them on the flip side from playing top secret 1E? I know how it is sometimes. Sometimes you can't find people to play, or you can't get people to play. Well, tell me what would be the obstacles if they don't want to play, or would they be willing to play, and what do you think it would take to get them to play? Top Secret First Edition. I want to know. Comments down below, folks. Well, if you like this video today, you know what to do. You can go ahead and give a brother a little bit of YouTube algorithm love and hit that like button. Also, if you want to stick around, y'all, and you think that, hey, well, you know, the guy, I mean, I may not be into this game, but, you know, he's not too bad. You know, he's tolerable. You know, he ain't too ugly. So I know I ain't too ugly. I mean, I ain't all that, but I ain't ugly. Understand what I'm saying? If you like that, then go ahead, hit the subscribe button, notification bell. Stick around, y'all. Become part of the LEET Squad. All right, I'm gonna get out of here because we got other videos to make. So if you have a game this weekend, happy gaming, y'all. I hope it is a great, fantastic RPG Elite session. And until Tuesday, God willing, you know what? I'm gonna catch you on the flip. So a brother has got to.
So exit stage left.
Peace. 5,000 leets. A brother is outie.